No. Cleanest open ever. Hello, everybody. We're here once again to pursue the lovely ideals of the Mouse Guard, because gosh darn, we're ready to have some fun tonight. I hope all of you are doing swell, and that you are ready to have just a pleasant, fantastic experience tonight. We have with us two new players to the community game. As you know, it's Mouse Guard. But if you don't know what those words mean, I'll go ahead and sum it up for you, and especially for our new players, because you might need a little refresher on why you're mice and why you're tiny. So here's the thing. Mouse Guard is based on the comics by David Peterson. It's a fantastic role-playing game, my personal favorite, and in this setting, we are all mice. We are very small, and the world is very big. And the only way we really can survive out here, when we're this size and when all the predators have very big teeth and very large appetites, we have to get a little smart. We have to be a little cunning. We also have to be a little brave. So, we do that. Exactly that. We join the Mouse Guard. The Mouse Guard is this faction of scientists, wardens of nature, various tough guys who swing swords and shoot bows and all sorts of other things to make sure that the territories that we live in are safe, productive, and above all, just surviving till that winter comes and just wrecks everything we did for that year. Because, you know, weather, when you're a mouse, is just as devastating as it is for us. So that's another factor that does come into play. But for today, we're just going to jump into this with our two newcomers here. We're going to eventually get back to our the fellows who are already in Tapper's Point. But right now, we're going to go deep into the center of the territories and prepare our new players with a little bit of an intro. So here's what you two are doing currently, because Lockhaven is this citadel that sort of sits in smack dab middle of the mouse territories. You can see it on your map. Let me actually. Oh, I never set the. Oh, I was so focused on everything else. So yeah, Lockhaven's right here. And you folks are a part of the Mouse Guard. You've earned your cloaks, you are official members, and I'm sure in the spring season you went on a few missions, you probably traveled to some of the towns, delivered mail, various other things, but I get the sense that it's been a little quiet as of late since summer started, which honestly is a little bit of a breather considering how hot it is out there in the wilds. But you receive a memo, a summons, to the Matriarch's office. The Matriarch, as you would know, is the leader of the Mouse Guard, and the current Matriarch is named Gwendolyn. So, Little Tenderpaw, which is sort of like the squires of the Mouse Guard, each of you gets one of your very own, and they like run up and they're like, "Here, take this," and they give you a little letter, and you're like, "Oh, I gotta go to work." So go ahead and just do this for me. As you enter Gwendolyn's office, go ahead and tell me what your mouse looks like. What's their cloak color? What's their fur color? What weapons do they have? And just tell me their belief, if you would. Let's see. Because we have a brand new, total new player getting ready to jump into the roleplay. Grinny, do you want to go ahead and introduce your mouse, Philomena?
Hello.
Hello.
Philomena. Or Phil. I'm a black fur from Copperwood. I wear a purple cloak. And carry a sword. I like to poke people with when they get out of line. My belief is that the safety and well-being of all mouse kind comes first, and I'll do whatever it takes to keep my fellow mice safe.
Most. And
because of my desire to keep everyone safe. I kind of react to situations without putting much thought into it. I'm a draw a sword first, ask questions later, which will probably get me in trouble.
Oh,
but
gracious.
I'm okay.
I don't know, maybe that's how you're gonna make a name for yourself. Who knows?
It's hero time.
Hero time. Just swinging the sword out. I mean, it comes in handy when you need to intimidate a fox from thinking twice. Let's see. And then we have, let's see, Kestrel. Go ahead and introduce your mouse for us, if you will.
Hello. Kestrel is a black furred mouse with a black cloak. She specializes in being a survivalist and is emotionally stunted. So she's kind of cold and removed a little bit, and her belief is that a mouse alone is the safest mouse, both physically and emotionally. She carries a sword, and she's just sort of not... She has an air about her that says, I'm not very approachable.
Oh man. So,
Interesting.
both of you enter the matriarch's office, both with different emotional auras, we'll say. And you see that Gwendolyn's office is a little cluttered. It's now further into the year, so Gwendolyn is starting to put in lots of effort into, you know, getting the territory's resources built up and like saved up so that they can, you know, start to prepare for winter. And you see that her desk is large. It also carries on top of it this immense spread out map of the territories, various tokens and mouse-shaped sort of pieces aligned in certain towns just to sort of show this is where my mice are, where they're patrolling. They're very good at the job. And you see Gwendolyn herself. She's not an old mouse to say. She has blonde fur. She also wears this turquoise cloak, this very bright blue, very clean. And she looks up with these very calm eyes and just regards both of you briefly before she gestures to the two chairs in front of her desk. Just says, "Good morning, please sit down if you will. I hope both of you have been enjoying your summer."
Kestrel takes a seat, and you can tell that she's a little uncomfortable, and she says, "Yes, madam, it's been a wonderful summer."
Glad to hear it. Philomene, doing well? I'm sorry, sorry, I keep looking over Phil.
Yes, all is well.
I'm trying to amend that in the archives. We'll make sure that goes. Let's see. The two of you, unfortunately, will have to leave Lockhaven on a mission. Now, I say unfortunately because there's a very peculiar situation, and I'd like you two to help me with it. If you don't know, which you would, because the rumors of what she's about to describe are vast and rather wild, Tapper's Point has established the new scent border. This means it is officially a town of the territories as we had described on our laws. But thankfully, it's surviving very well, I would say. To my dismay, I'm a bit stretched on patrols to help work in that region. Since it's a town, we also have several mice, families, craftsmen, traders, merchants who want to move in, actually start to build lives, which was the point of Tapper's Point. I'm sending you to Port Sumac. I need you to meet with the Oatmote family. They've come all the way from Wildseed, and they'd like to have patrol to escort them to Tapper's Point, if you could. You'll be meeting other mice from Tapper's Point there as well. I've made certain that this will happen. But that's honestly it. After you accomplish this mission, I'll be stationing you there temporarily until a proper governance has been elected for Tapper's Point, since they are a new town. It is in what used to be Wild Country, and you would know that the Wild Country sort of means region beyond the scent border. The scent border being this chemical trail that the mice have concocted that just basically tells predators to don't come over here. This is a very impressive occasion. The expansion of the scent border. And Gwendolyn sort of looks to the two of you and says, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions, I don't think.
Kestrel?
I mean, I appreciate this. How long do you expect us to be in Port Sumac?
Since it's a transitionary meeting with this Oatmote family, you'll simply find out where they are, then you'll leave and protect them as they head towards Tapper's Point. Should not be long.
I think it sounds like a... Oh, sorry.
She sort of notes your discomfort.
Sounds like a wonderful opportunity, and I'm glad to help.
Yes, well, just be on guard. It's a family of 8.
Kestrel just sort of stares at her, and you can see her head tilting to the side a little bit, like, are you kidding me?
Nope.
But she stays quiet for now, and she's just like, okay.
All right.
That's a lot of mice. Is it only the 2 of us?
I'm certain that you'll be given some very experienced mice from Tapper's Point to come help you. They will be meeting there as well, since they know the way to Tapper's Point, and thankfully the road should not be too dangerous. But regardless, keep on guard, if you will. Go make a good name for us, alright?
Kestrel rises and she says, as you wish.
Excellent. Well, best of luck. Good day. And with that, she dismisses you. And we are going to get into the dice rolling. So, here's what has begun. We have started the Game Master's turn. This is my turn, which means I'm going to be sort of telling you guys what sort of obstacles come up against you to stop you from, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to try to make that a little bit, I'm going to do my job, but first I'm going to tackle it in this manner. So, it sounds like you guys need to roll to, travel to Port Sumac. So if you look at your skills, you're going to see that there are lots of them, but the skill that is used to sort of find the roads and blaze a trail to another town is known as Pathfinder. Do either of you have Pathfinder?
I have 2 in Pathfinder.
Nicely. And what does Phil have?
I have a 3 in Pathfinder.
3? Ooh! So it
Nice.
sounds like if you want to go ahead and roll, you'll be able to try to find a path to Port Sumac. But I'm going to tell you this: it's going to be obstacle 2 to make your way to Port Sumac. So what's that means is that I need 2 successes from you. So here's what a success and a failure is with these dice. So you have a 3 in Pathfinder. That means you're going to be rolling 3 dice, 3 d6s. So what you would do is you would roll them, and then 1, 2s, and 3s are failures. 4, 5, and 6s, this is, 6, are successes. You want to get as many successes as you can. Now here's something that you can do. Because Kestrel said that she had Pathfinder, she can help you. So if you have a skill that you think is appropriate to help with a certain role, they can say, I'm helping you with this skill, and my character is doing this as we're doing, all this stuff. That would give you a +1. So if Kestrel helps you, you would get 4 dice, and you need to get 2 successes with those 4 dice. So, how do you feel about that?
I feel good.
Okay. So, do you know how to roll in D20 or in Roll20?
I believe so.
Okay. If you need like a little formula, I'm gonna go ahead and show you. This is a little formula that you can use to sort of get the dice just plopped in there, and it'll tell us how many successes you got immediately. And by the way, guys, we do have a little donation system to help build up our mice for these harsh challenges if you'd like. And I am also... Oh, that was the wrong one. Boop. And not only that, I'm also tapping into a new thing. For every $5 you guys donate, I will be putting on a new bow. And if you want to see how many I can fit on this glorious mane, you can keep track. So that's that.
Because it's a new bow in addition to the ones he's already wearing.
Yep, this is a freebie. But that's just sort of one way we can keep track of like how. That'd be funny if the only way you could tell how many dice that the chat has bought for you are the bows on my head. No.
I want to spend a bow.
Spend a bow. No. That would hurt. Just rip it off. Oh man. But Greenie, are you ready to roll?
Yeah.
Hey! 3 successes. Not bad.
Nice.
Alrighty. So you start to set on this treacherous trail all the way to Port Sumac. It is summer, so this is the tanning season for snakes and all sorts of other animals. It's a little spooky.
Oh my God.
Hey, that's a cheer. Thank you, Tarbile. I know who that is. I think cheers. I forget how they transfer over. I forget which ones are which.
Each cheer is a cent.
Each cheer is a cent, so that's...
Yeah, you remove the last 2 numbers.
Do I have to put on a bow? No, it's $1. Okay.
No, it's 1.
Okay, so it's 1. That's like a quarter of a bow. Let's see. I need some clippers here. No. But thank you. I appreciate that. So the 2 of you set out. The trail is crispy, to say the least. Some parts of the territories are now brown with the sun bearing down on it, and not only that, it's alight with activity. Various birds, squirrels, and other mice sometimes crossing your path, but nothing dangerous comes up, and you are not deterred from your mission. Do you guys chat or anything like that as you're on the road? Anything to sort of fill the gap of time? Because it would take maybe a few days to get there.
Phil will hum and like skip through the crunchy stuff. Try not to stir up all the things that could potentially eat me. But she likes the crunchiness of the leaves and things that are on the ground, so she'll have a little pep in her step and she'll hum. And she's slightly intimidated by the mouse. I already forgot names.
Kestrel.
Because she seems slightly intimidating, but she doesn't want her to know that because she's got this aura where she's a tough mouse.
Totally. You're making such a good impression as you march into the wilds. And we're gonna jump over to Port Sumac. You guys arrive in town, and what I would
Good game, everybody. Everybody did a good job.
Wow, Brahm, getting the pleasant flower, just so that we can have some.
I have a new friend.
Oh, Super Vader, man. Hey, buddy. just so we can get... Yeah, there we go. Perfect. It's...
Boom.
I gotta make sure it's not covering any bows. There we go. So, that
This
was
is the real challenge of the night.
I know, right? So, here's what's gonna happen. Let me go ahead and make sure I add that persona point. I think that was a persona point. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you guys arrive in Port Sumac. Port Sumac is this lovely dockside town on this shoreline. And it's fairly large, I would say. So finding...
Safe.
Oh, so finding a family of 8 is harder than you'd think. But actually, here's what I want to do. Finding a family is going to be difficult, but finding guards mice, that sounds like an easier sort of task. You guys quickly note that wandering around town are 2 other guards mice, and you were told that you were going to meet them. Lloyd and Erna. In Tapper's Point, you were summoned to Guard Captain Arabelle's office. And Guard Captain Arabelle is a dark fur, I'm pretty sure she's light furred, with a white guard's cloak. She's a guard captain, which is 1 rank below the matriarch. And she summoned you into her office. Her office, very crisp, clean, no distractions, just full business. And she sort of looked to the 2 of you as you took seats, and immediately set to work on briefing. She says, "The 2 of you are going to Port Sumac."
You mean we're going back to the territories?
Technically, you're already in the territories.
All right, because they, yeah. Okay, nice.
Yes,
Oh, good.
It's a mindset we'll have to learn to adapt to.
I'm assuming this is a reward because I finished the wall. Right?
She does nod and says,
You guys
"Ooh,
are my best friends.
great, thank you." She says, "That was very smart of you to do.
Yeah.
Even though-
I wanted us to be safe.
Well, even though that the scent border is now expanded, we're still a wild country. We've not tamed this part of the territories.
There's dangers all around.
Wild. But, thankfully, you'll only be dealing with the dangers of the mouse kind for now. There's a new family, the Oatmotes, who are hoping to move into Tapper's Point. We've already set aside room for them, and they're a family of harvesters. We're hoping to have them be the first addition to our growing community.
More food, huh? That's good.
Yes,
That's great.
we'll need it if we're to bring more mice into Tapper's Point.
It's a little late in the season, but I suppose we need to become self-sufficient at some point.
Not only
We can
that,
prepare.
Wild Country is bountiful if the Wolf Point mice have shown us anything. You'll be meeting 2 new guards mice. They'll be helping you escort this family of 8.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
Oh, this should be a great mission then.
Yes, Philomena and Kestrel. You'll know them by their cloaks.
Right.
Are there not many guards mice in Port Sumac?
No. She just sort of like clacks her tongue to finish that sentence. Any questions?
Well, you made it sound really ominous that there weren't any guards mice in Port Sumac.
Port
Is there
Sumac
more
is
to the
a...
story?
There was, but now it's taken care of. We had a little difficulty setting up our trade route with Port Sumac. Hopefully that situation doesn't change.
Okay.
We'll keep a weather eye out.
Thank you.
Is there a particular part of the city we should be looking
Since they probably have a large family, they'll be ready to go. Port Sumac is not a place to raise children. I
at?
would,
Fair enough.
Oh.
I would keep to the outskirts and see if they have a cart already set to go.
That's good advice.
Alright. Any other questions?
No, I think that's it.
All settled.
Is there anything you want from the town while we're there?
She sort of like tilts her head and, like, sort of, Erna, you notice that she looks towards you and says, "No. I prefer my guards mice not to dawdle on a mission."
Very
Just
well.
checking.
And
Well, then let's go.
She just holds her gaze for a moment before she finally just dismissed.
I'll get up and leave. All right. So
Me
she
too.
knows. I'm not real hurt about that.
All right.
Well, she's not getting an ornamental mug.
I'm not gonna get her. What are they called?
Snow globe.
Snow globe. Yes.
It's snow globe. That's great.
But I apparently I was thinking snow globe. Thank you, Arcane. Anyways, you guys are in Port Sumac, and it's easy for you to find these two guards mice. So, my two new players, you see these two mice with guards cloaks on. I guess you four can meet up and start to chat it about, I guess.
You think that's them?
Yeah, I expect so. I haven't seen anyone else in here. I suppose
Just stand there. Go say hello. I nudge him forward.
Erna will step forward and wave, making sure her cloak is visible.
I will skip up and say hi.
Hello.
Greetings. I suppose you're the new guards mice we're here to escort back to Topper's Point.
Yes.
Have you had any luck finding the family of harvesters?
Not yet.
Well,
I was hoping that maybe you guys would have had some luck.
We just got here.
So we'll start looking around. I expect they'll be ready somewhere near one of the city exits. Best be looking for a cart. I expect the children will be noticeable.
Probably a very, very large cart because 8 mice is a lot of mice.
That is a lot of mice.
It is a lot.
Alrighty. So this sounds like if you're gonna sort of scour Port Sumac, this hive of scum and villainy, you're gonna need to give me a circles test. And circles is one of your abilities. It sort of measures your social awareness and your ability to sort of use your standing as a mouse guard to get what you want. So this is going to be an obstacle 3. So who among you wants to make this circles test?
I have
1, 2, 3,
circles. Oh, sorry. I have circles 3. And do I also get maybe any advantage on it since I grew up in for a period of time in Port
That's
Sumac?
right. You get hometown advantage whenever you're in your hometown. So you would get a +1 if you make this test.
I suggest you do. Circle 3 is pretty standard, so I think if you make it, that'll make the most sense.
I have a 2, so it's definitely not going to be me.
I also have it too.
Yeah, but
I have
all
a
of you can give helping dice for this.
Yes.
By the way, if you help for a check, you not only reap the benefits, you would reap the failures as well. So just putting that out there.
Does that count towards your pass-fail for advancement, or is that
Unfortunately, you cannot
Okay,
advance if you help. You have to make the dice roll in order to get that pass or fail.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and mark down a pass on your Pathfinder, Grinny, because that was well done. Well done on passing that Pathfinder.
Oh.
And by
That's
the
how you
way,
level up.
this is so you know how Mouse Guard handles success. It's great, isn't it? When you fail,
It's also great.
it's also when you fail, it turns out I can do 2 things as the game master. I can give you a condition, which is I can make your character hungry and thirsty, I can make them tired, I can injure them, I can make them sick, all kinds of things. And that usually gives you disadvantage on certain dice rolls or something like that. If I decide to not give you a condition, I can invoke a twist, which generally means you get what you want. But I get to complicate the issue somehow. Something needles its way into this this intent that you wanted, and now you have to resolve this complex problem. So it sounds like you're getting 3 helping dice. You're also you said you had 3 circle, right?
Yes, I have 3 circles.
And you're also getting a +1 because of your hometown advantage. So that's 7 dice, I think. But
we all
It'll
hope
be a
this is
slam
good.
dunk.
it sounds like a slam dunk, but here's the thing. You can do you remember your traits? Yeah, because I looked, and you have Tough and Fearless on Kestrel's character sheet. Now, here's the thing how traits work. I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there since now we're used to rolling. Let's see how we can use these traits to help us. If you use a trait for you, you basically say, I'm going to let this trait shine at this moment. So you could say Tough and say, I'm not scared of these Port Sumac mice. I'm going to puff up my chest and I'm going to be like, where's the harvesters? You could do that. Or you could say, I'm tough. That means I'm a little too tough. I'm going to scare some people. You can use a trait to help you or hinder you. So if you use a trait to help you, get a +1. But if you use it to hinder you, you get a -1. So you remember when I said it's the GM's turn? Well, after the GM's turn, it's the player's turn. That means you get to do whatever you want. So that's basically where you get 1 dice roll for each character. We call those checks. You can use those to sort of do your own thing. You could also use them to recover from conditions. So if you wanted, you can use it to hinder you and get 1 check. That's one way you can use those. Just throwing that information out there. Dice Roll Mama, do you want to use this to help you maybe? Or do you want to like hold back on using a trait? Ooh, you there?
Sorry, I lost my window for a second.
It's okay.
I want to kind of hold back because I know that Kestrel can be a bit intense.
If that's a word.
And also, she doesn't really want to draw attention to herself because she doesn't want word getting back to Aunt Cecily that she's in town. So, I'm not going to use any of my traits on this.
Alrighty, I can dig that. And that's actually pretty good because you can only use a trait to help you once per session. So, here's what we'll do. Go ahead and roll 7 dice. And try to get 3 successes if you can. This is to find the family of harvesters. Wow.
Woohoo!
5 successes.
They were next to us all along.
Oh, yeah!
Well then, you've successfully rolled about in Port Sumac, sort of taking your guard mouse authority and just peering about, asking a few local mice where this large family might be. And you see, not further away from the docks and more on the land-based parts of Port Sumac, there is 2 carts, both of which are filled with furniture and supplies and various other things. And you see 8 mice. You see 2 female mice, 3 male mice, and then 3 smaller mice, obviously children. All of them sort of just sort of keeping to their carts. They're very uncertain on where they're supposed to go. Obviously, they haven't been this far east before. What do you guys do?
Oh, we can approach them, see if we can notice the adults, talk to them for a bit.
Absolutely. And you sort of approach them, and immediately one of the kids looks up to you and puts her paws up and charges you. And she's just rolling out this like deep and starts like grabbing at your cloak and starts gnawing on it.
I duck behind Kestrel.
I'll pick up my cloak with her on it.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it's this little girl, and she's just sort of hanging from your cloak, and immediately one of the other children comes around, is like, "Die, weasel! Ah, no, my mentor!" and starts like fake beating on this littler mouse.
Weasel!
Wait, are they playing?
I'll pretend to fall over under the onslaught of this young child.
Oh my goodness, yes. And she immediately just like no hesitation crawls on top of you and starts like ah. And you one of the mothers comes over and sort of is like no, come back here. And she like rips her little demon child off of you, Erna, and immediately starts to apologize profusely and sort of looks at this little mouse she has and says, Jolene, you can't do that! That's rude! Oh, gracious, I'm so sorry! Oh, you guards mice! Jolene! And she like runs over to the cart and like stuffs the kid into the cart. You have to stay here. You can't do that to mice. And the other mice are sort of like observing this. You see one of the men, clearly older, lots of gray in his brown fur, is sort of chuckling to himself, and one of the two fathers sort of run over and just sort of like try to make sure you're not hurt, Erna. Sort of down,
I'll hold up my paws and say, no, it's going to be a long trip, and we'll be spending some time back in Tapper's Point, so it's, there's no need to stand on formalities here. We're my friends.
Well,
try to make sure that when you shout weasel, there's actually weasels. Because we're all trained warriors.
Yeah. Oh man. And yeah, they nod, and the older mouse sort of approaches and says,
well, it's very good to hear that we're going to have some guards mice watching over us. It's a long road we've been on.
Speaking of, let me check your wagon to see if it's gonna make the trip. And I spin my little hammer and I inspect their carts.
All right, you look at their wagons, and they are chock full of basically their entire lives. They seem to have picked up everything they own and strapped it to these two carts to start a better life, from what you can gather. They're sufficient. It might be hard trying to keep these out of sight, but you imagine if you guys just keep on the road and keep moving, you might be able to get through this just fine.
But the carts will make it to the end.
Certainly, yes.
Okay, good.
You don't know if you will though, because as you're sort of like inspecting the carts, that child is sort of growling at you as she like starts to patrol the interior of the cart, climbing over the desks and the chairs, and they're still sort of like now they're sort of like patrolling, and they're sort of like perched up on top of the furniture, just sort of like peering out. And you see one of the girls has this blanket tied to her neck, and she has a stick, and she's just sort of yeah.
I'll ask the mother if they're if they're fans of the Mousguard, or perhaps prospective members. I'll mention I was somewhat similar at the age.
The one who you're certain this one does not. You're certain this mother only has the one child, who's actually kind of trying to be a responsible, sibling.
Oh, I see.
There's like two mothers. There's one mother who's sort of like very preoccupied with the two wild children, but there's one who's sort of just like, no, that's not what guard mice would do. Guard mice would not, and sort of doing like that. She's content to stand over here with her husband and her, you would assume to be her like sister-in-law or brother-in-law, and she says, well, they certainly have an imagination. Being so close to Lockhaven, we get a lot of guards mice in town, so it's part of life.
Stories, I imagine.
I actually heard that Tapper's Point was elevated by the guards mice.
Yeah, it's not nearly as dangerous as we thought it'd be.
Gracious, how many guards mice are there?
Like 20?
20. And she sort of looks over to the two sons of this older mouse and says, "That's good. This is so much better than Wild Seed." And Oatmote sort of like shakes his hand and says,
don't know how long they'll be sticking around. You know, there's a good chance they'll have to get their own constabulary.
And the woman sort of like shakes her hand and says, "I'd rather have the guard, honestly. In any case, we're ready to go if you're set. Outmotes away and all that."
No, I don't have anything to buy in this town. Nope.
I'm on a bit of a rush, so unfortunately I can't spend the time.
What about you two? I looked at my fellow guardsmen.
Phil has walked away towards the cart and is looking at all the little children and is trying to like play with them and get them like, because watching them attack my poor friend there was kind of hilarious. So I was trying really hard to, you know, be the guard mouse that's focused on the mission, and then the tiny children came out and were cute and adorable, and now all I want to do is play with the kids.
Oh my goodness. You gotta tire him out somehow. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I need a Pathfinder check to get from Port Sumac to Tapper's Point, and then I need a Scout check. So this is going to be an Obstacle 3 Pathfinder, and then it's going to be a Versus test for the Scout check.
Okay, so I have...
you guys need to figure out who's doing what.
I have 3 Scout.
Okay.
I only have 2 in either, so.
I have nothing in Scout, but I have 3 in Pathfinder.
I've got 3 in Pathfinder and 2 in Scout.
Alright, so I'll be scouting, I suppose. And I suppose you guys can still help out with those Pathfinder and Scout dice respectively? Is that okay for?
Yeah, you guys can help with both tests.
Yeah, I'll absolutely help.
And I'll apply my own... Can I use Sharp-Eyed to my Scout check?
Scout check. Yes, you can. Because you're rolling against a predator. Okay. What else do you... Now, we're doing the Scout check first, right?
It doesn't really matter.
Here's what I'll do. Let's do the Pathfinder check first, and then we'll do the Scout check.
Right.
Okay, so, did Lloyd want to do this check, or do you want the new guards mouse, Phil, to take charge?
I think I'll do it this
You
time.
have 3 Pathfinder,
If you don't mind, Grinny.
I believe in you, Lloyd.
Oh god. The pressure.
One of the kids from the back of the wagon is sort of like, "He can't do it! He can't even stand up to a weasel! Ah!" And just sort of like screams at you.
Yeah, yes, I can.
No, you can't!
I'll have you know I killed a snake.
You killed a snake? Did you
Yeah.
take its scales?
Some of them.
And the other little one sort of says, "No, you take its teeth. Why would you take its scales? You want its teeth!" And she's like, "No, you gotta like a guard's mouse would have like a snakeskin cloak. That's the best guard's mouse."
Oh, you're not wrong.
She's like, "See, he thinks I'm right," and now they're just sort of butting heads.
Okay, for Pathfinder, you have a 3, right?
I have a 3.
Yep. So you'll need helping dice.
I will... can I use my map to help them find its way back to Tapper's Point?
Yeah, you can do that. You're also a little quiet, Arcane.
Oh, sorry.
How do Phil and Kestrel want to help?
Is survivalist a thing I can do?
It
to
will.
help?
It will be a thing. It's a very important thing.
Then I'm gonna do that thing.
Perfect.
I can hand over my map, so that's not a helping dice. That's...
That'll be helping dice from you.
Oh.
Yeah. Kestrel, how do you want to help?
I mean, I have I have points in cartographer, so like up until the territory's end.
Can help me decipher the map.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's 3 helping dice to you, Lloyd.
That's in addition to my 3 that I already have. So that's 6. And what was the difficulty again?
Obstacle 3.
Okay. I should... Do we want to do the 50-50 on it?
50-50?
Yeah, sure.
I see.
Let's go for it.
Oh, jeez. You guys are on point with these, so go ahead and mark down a pass on that Pathfinder. And you guys are going to be able to make your way along without any trouble.
Boy, this map sure was handy.
I knew I wasn't wrong believing in you.
I'm gonna keep working on that map. I'm gonna make it a sweet dice bonus.
Most excellent.
And now we have that scout check. What do you got, sir?
Right. So far, I have 7.
7.
That's okay.
It is.
What I'd like 1 or 2 more if I can.
Do you want to use any traits to help you?
I'm already using my sharp eye, and I don't think trap or bird-wise. I mean that's specific, but it's predator hiding.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah. Go ahead.
Sweet. All right, that I'm comfortable with. I won't spend a persona. Ugh, good.
Wow, we are kicking butt tonight.
That is.
All the good rolls.
Ha ha ha!
Uh-oh.
Dang.
All right.
Speaking of butts.
Unfortunately, I got more successes than you.
Spoke too soon.
So here's what happens.
It was a versus test. I should have definitely spent persona.
Oh man. So 5 successes beaten by 6 successes. You are traveling along the road. All of you sort of keeping an eye out for various predators or difficult terrain that the carts might need aid getting through, and they do actually. Thanks to your survivalist, you're able to sort of like jury rig like a little like lift or something to get through some of the harder terrain to help the cart move along, because these carts are big and they're like, I meant it when they said they're filled with their entire lives. You move along, and actually what happens is you immediately Erna, you immediately see as you enter the actual pine grove, well, not the pine grove, but you're starting to enter that area where you know you're past the old scent border. You're just maybe a few hours away, and then 2 black birds descend from the sky. And you see them immediately alight on the 2 carts, clutching them in their grasp, and then they hold for a moment. One of them sort of like opens its beak and just makes this odd noise at you. You can't really tell what sort of noise it is, but it's a very odd noise. And you realize these are ravens.
Are the kids still on the cart?
One of them is. And it begins to beat its wings and take off. Both of them. So, and in an instant, the family of mice start to panic, and they actually start to like yell as the 2 mice, or the two birds, begin to flap their wings and fly away. One of them is not able to get the cart that they have sort of like up in the air because they lose it, and you see the 2 sons and the old mouse start to like throw rocks at it, and I'm sure you guys are doing stuff as well, but the other bird takes off completely with the cart and the young mouse in tow.
No.
This mouse was wearing a cloak and wielding a stick sword.
Fudgicles.
What do you do?
Well, there's still one here, so...
Bill's child's first instinct is to go to the parents and to be like, listen, this is scary and I understand that, but we are not going to let your child be taken by this bird. We will do whatever we can to bring your child back safe.
What's the best?
I mean, I have another one.
That is not the point.
Wow!
The point
That's
is,
not how families work.
we are going and we are saving that child. Or you can stay here and keep the family safe. I don't care, but I'm going to save that child.
I'm gonna throw my hook at
Not
the
leaving
cloak.
that child to be eaten by bird. It's not how we work.
Kess obviously has no idea how families are supposed to actually work, and she just kind of shrugs and follows after Philomena.
So, here's what I think... Oh, go ahead.
Can I try throwing my hook at the cloak?
Can you try what?
I have my weapon is a hook
hook?
and line. Yeah, this kid has a cloak on.
Oh, they've already taken off.
Okay, so that's
Yeah. Yeah, this is the twist.
The other one left empty-handed, or is it
The
still
other
here?
one left empty-handed, and it seems to have
Okay, good.
sort of just gone off in some random direction. It's like, too many mice. Nope.
No.
I like my discount furniture, but not this much. So, here's what I need. I need someone to track this bird. That's
Wait a
going
minute,
to
you
be
guys.
a hunter check.
If we go after this bird, does that mean we leave the family unoffended?
That's true. You
They're all
would.
gonna die.
No, we might not be able to do it in those kinds of numbers, but we gotta get that kid right now. So, who's a decent fighter here?
I have a foreign fighter.
That's spectacular. It's a lot better than me, but I'm a pretty good hunter. So I think that we should, we can take them. We can follow that bird, and you guys get the family back home, and then come back for us. Because we'll be leaving marks from this point out for you to follow. Okay?
Wait, who's staying with the families?
You and sorry, I don't quite have
Lloyd and Kestrel?
yes.
Kestrel is going to provide emotional support to the family.
Oh yeah, so the one mother is very distraught because this is her only child, and so is her husband. They seem
Makes
very
sense.
conflicted about whether they should stay or keep traveling. But actually, the two of them sort of look over to you, Erna, and she says, "I can't. Sir, I can't. I trust you because you're guards mice and you know what to do, but I can't just walk away." And she sort of looks over to her husband and he says, "That's our only child. You have to go get her."
I'll remember and say if you guys are comfortable coming with us, you're welcome to. But you must understand it will be dangerous.
We can stand up to that danger. Yeah.
Okay. So
And,
I would
We're just a few hours from Tapper's Point, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, then I give that mom my axe.
Okay. She takes it. She seems to be a little bit more. She holds it a lot better than you expect. And she says, "All right,
You might need it.
I probably will.
Okay, good luck.
All right."
We'll come to help you as soon as we can.
She nods and leans down to the other two children who now are like kind of distraught, and says, "I'll see you there, okay? You two take care. Be good to your mother. Be good to your mother." She sort of like whacks the axe in their face now. But then Papa Moat actually comes up to Kestrel and Lloyd, and he says,
That's not good. We can't split up your patrol.
Well, it's either that or bad things.
Here
Leaving
know
them
that
the rest of the trip.
we're harvesters. We're used to traveling in the wild. If something happens, we can hunker down and hide. certainly will be fine, but you can't. Can't, especially with a bird that large. Split up your powers, you have to work together.
It's not wrong, to be perfectly frank.
Yeah, but it's our mission to get him back safely.
Yeah, that's one of
Like,
them.
what if we save that one kid and then everybody else dies?
What if we work to hide this cart for when we come back? And if we don't return within a set amount of time, then they should go on without us.
We can do that.
And you also know you're close to the scent border, so you think that their actual their mouse scent would be mixed up with the chemicals if you got a place for them to hide in the meantime.
Yeah, I think we can find a good place.
Okay, so here's what you guys can do. The two mice, the parents, Harry and Magdalia.
Good game, everybody. Everybody did a good
Save
job.
the shiny child, Abigator demands.
Yes.
She gives us some Persona points and something else, but I wasn't able to read it. Also, I get to pick my bows. All right, Grinny and Dice Roll and Mama, you have 2 new Persona points that you can spend. So that's just to you guys, and you can spend them however you like. Persona points allow you to get a +1 to any roll that you spend them on. And what I need right now is a hunter check to find that baby!
Can I make a nature check to hide this cart?
That would be a survivalist check, actually.
Oh, I thought that was included under hiding.
Yes, but that's hiding you.
Oh, fair. I'm hiding the whole cart.
There's that, and then this one.
And I can help him.
Alright, go ahead, and if you have survivalist, you can help. If you have something else, I'm not sure what would work with that, but you can try.
I'm using Carpenter to build a good little hiding thing.
Even if this is survivalist, is it sufficiently mousy that I could safely spend a Persona point for?
No.
Okay. Then that's pretty much my last roll of 8d6, because it's still birdwise survivalist.
Alright, do you guys want to help anyway?
Well, I'm
Well,
helping.
that's including their helping,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
What can I use to help, did you say?
You could use survivalist, you could use maybe hunter
Ooh.
maybe.
I do have survivalist.
Mhm.
If you would like to use my help.
Yeah. It's just going to be obstacle 3.
Okay.
Alright, roll whenever you're ready. By the way, I did forget. You guys need to write down goals for this session. So you would just have to literally think up something that you want your character to do by the end of the game, of tonight's game, and then you would get rewards for that. So as Arcane is rolling this, give that a thought, if you will. Oh wait, did you already roll?
Yes, I just rolled.
Oh, okay then. So, you're able to sort of settle the cart and the rest of the family down. Papa Moat sort of trying to, calm them down and, make sure that they sort of hold back until you guys come back. And you say if you're not back in, the hour, to move on without them?
Around that, yeah.
Okay.
That is a verbose.
Oh yeah, so you find some pine needles that they can sort of just put over the cart, and they sort of get under it as well. Now I need a check to hunt down this bird. It's going to be a hunter check, and it is going to be a versus test.
I have a 3 in hunter and I'm birdwise.
3 in hunter and you're birdwise. Okay. You guys, if you're going with them, you need to help somehow, because this is a versus test, and I rolled 8 dice last time. Do you guys have anything, do you think?
I have survivalist.
Survivalist, I don't know if that would help. Let me double check. You can also help with wises if you think your wise is appropriate for this role. Yeah,
What?
it looks like I don't think it would be able to use your survivalist to help, sadly, since that's.
Okay. Okay, then what point of day are we at? Because my wise is nightwise.
Ooh, I'd say we're about to sundown. So after a couple minutes of searching, it would be night. So yeah, you could actually use Nightwise to help with that, I'd say.
I'm going to use my widget wise to have a lamp, so we can actually see where we're going.
Ooh.
I have Wild Country Wise.
You are in the wild country.
So many
Boom.
wises.
Just a couple of wise guys, see?
Oh!
So this is about the path I took up here. Would my map cover this region for like trees and predators?
Yes,
Just for an equipment bonus? Okay. Sweet.
absolutely.
So we are now equal to what they were rolling, but I want a little bit more.
Alrighty.
Unfortunately, I foolishly already spent my sharp-eyed.
Okay. That's actually, yeah, you did. I got 6 successes. What you can use up persona points however you want. We have a few more community dice as well. I also have the option of you can use nature if you can add your nature to your roll if you use a persona point.
I don't think this is very mousy, unfortunately.
No, but you could if you used a persona point. You could tap your nature. It would go down by 1 because you're right. It is not mousy.
What about other? What are the other uses for persona points? Sorry.
You can just add a 1 to dice, so you could spend as many persona points as you want, and just keep adding 1 for each one.
Okay. And fate dice.
Fate dice re-roll 6s, and if your failures are related to if the skills are related to your wise, you can use a fate point to re-roll dice.
Okay.
Persona points
use-
allow you to re-roll all your dice as well. What?
Sorry, what can reroll all your dice?
Persona points. Fate point only re-rolls 1 failure per fate.
Gotcha. Well, I will. Still not too close.
Whenever you're ready.
Alright, I'm gonna put down 3 persona on this.
Okay. We tied. You have 2 6s there. Do you want to re-roll those 2 6s?
Yes. Yes, I will. So that's 2 fate.
It's 2 fate. Oh no, 1 fate. 1 fate to burn all the 6s. That's fine. So roll 2 more dice. Oh man, this is down to the wire. Hey! Alrighty. So, here's what you guys do. You leave the Oatmote family and their surviving cart where it is on the old scent border, sort of tucked away, and you travel out to follow this raven that has stolen the other cart and the child as well.
Be sure to make a note on the map where they are so we can find them again.
Yes, we'll do so.
And Perry, her father, and Magdalia, the mother, who now has an axe, she sort of like, after a while, she sort of like turns to you, Lloyd, and sort of hands it back. She's like, actually, I feel
Yeah,
it was in.
if I'm gonna be here, I should have the axe.
Yeah, you should have the axe.
Yes. Good thinking.
And she sort of says, "Ugh, I'm sorry, I was in the moment."
No, it's fine.
And you guys.
Parents should defend their children.
She, yeah, you could see she's a ball of emotion right now, and her and her husband start to reassure each other, just sort of like they look to you and say, "Should we call her name? Do you think?"
Not quite yet.
Okay. All right.
Wait till we see some tracks, and maybe you should keep an eye out for some good rocks to throw. So you have a weapon when we find her.
And you come across a chair. It appears to have fallen
What?
out of the cart.
Oh,
as the
that's
bird was
just
flying.
random chair in the
Naturally,
middle
we're in
of
a
it.
chair grove.
Mhm. And you start to follow not only some furniture that must have fallen out of the cart, but some black feathers as well. And you see in one of the trees nearby is the bird sort of hopping around on this branch. It seems to have wedged the cart in between two branches and is sort of like picking through it, grabbing something interesting, sort of like hopping away to sort of like inspect it, and just preoccupied with what looks like the treasures it has collected.
Okay, let's hide, you guys. Stealth.
Can we see the kid from here, or any sign of them?
No.
All right.
So as we were walking past the furniture, Phil picks up the chair and breaks off the legs and hands it to the parent mice and says, "You should probably have something. And as much as I appreciate Lloyd's idea, I don't think rocks are going to be useful. So maybe take these." And she sits down as we're hiding, and she pulls out her sword and she sharpens up the points of the legs. So
You know that's their chair you just broke, right?
I'm fairly certain they're more concerned about getting their child back than a chair, Lloyd. If it's
Yeah, you're probably right.
If it's that important to them, when we get to town, I'll buy them a chair and replace it.
I could just make him a chair.
I'm more concerned with the child than I am with the chair.
There we go.
Kestrel's going to watch all of this and then sort of like take a look at what the bird is doing, and then looks at the other mice and she's like, "Look, I have kind of a crazy idea on how we can get this kid.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking one of us runs out, distracts the bird, and
I volunteer. I will distract the bird and move at the child.
I think I'm the sneakiest one here.
Oh, fine.
No, I mean like you run rabbit, you distract it. I'll head up.
Oh. Yes. Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a distraction roll, and then what is the next one?
I imagine that would be nature to hide myself, or to climb up the tree.
Yeah, you could use nature or scout to nature to climb the tree. That is what's going to happen. One of you is probably going to have to make a nature check to get up into the tree. That's your climb. What is the next step of the plan, Kestrel?
while the bird is distracted, someone else runs up the tree, secures the kid, and the other mice help out, maybe catching it if it drops. That was just a suggestion. I mean, in case the kid drops from the tree.
The kid, sure. The cart, not so much.
I've got a bone to pick with this bird.
Okay.
Let's hope.
It's a child, and I'm not okay with it. So I will distract the bird, fight the bird, and probably get eaten, but I'm okay with that so long as you can get the kid.
All right.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
So here's what we'll do. I need... Alright, Phil, you are distracting the bird. You are going out there. What are you doing?
I walk out of the thing and I'm yelling, "Bird! Hey, bird! You have something that I want, and I'm here to get it back from you. Not only did you steal a cart, but you stole a child, and that's not okay. And if I have to, I'll fight you, and I'll go down swinging."
The bird sort of takes note of this tiny voice from down on the ground. It sort of tilts its head. You see, it has a mirror in its beak, and then it sort of places the mirror down, and it just keeps hopping just to sort of get a better look at you, and then it finally and comes down to the ground and just sort of inspects you, and then it's going to try to poke you with its beak. So here's what I need for you to do. You're going to distract this bird. How?
I'm just gonna not shut up, and I'm gonna keep a side eye on the tree and on the mouse scurrying up the tree. So if I see the bird try to turn around that way, where the tree is, I can be like, "Hey, no, I'm over here. You and I are talking. Pay attention to me. card will be there when we're done. But right now, I need your undivided attention.
Okay.
I'll even pull my sword out as it tries to poke me with its beak, and I'll be like, "Don't you even think about it, because I will poke back."
I have an idea. Worst case scenario, if it gets bad, get under the branch. And I'll see if I can use my hook and line to dislodge that cart.
Okay.
Oh shit.
That's super
awesome.
Oh
That's a
shit.
smart idea. I was just gonna pick a fight with a bird.
Okay,
but
so I'm gonna say like the Raven is not like in fight mode yet. It's sort of just like in curious, like, what are you mode? What are you doing? You're loud. Oh, shiny. And it tries to like peck you.
If
But
you have a sword, right?
yeah, she shing, and
Yeah, if you flash that thing off the light, it'll be all over you.
Oh,
But it's night.
Lord.
I have a
So,
lamp.
all right.
so
I need a nature check from whoever is going up into the tree right now.
not I.
Okay.
I'm hiding.
What kind of obstacle am I looking at, if I may know?
It's gonna be obstacle 3, I say, because this is a pine tree, so like the branches are pretty high up.
Can I use my hook and line as an equipment bonus? Kind of like hooking my way into the bark and...
Yeah. Okay then. Yeah, I can dig that.
Sweet. I don't have many persona points left, but...
Phil, the Raven is sort of inspecting you now, sort of hopping curiously, and then you hear it sort of go, hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. And it sort of pecks the leaves, and it goes, hello.
You know, you're not that scary. My name is Philomena, by the way. Do you have a name?
Hello. Peck, peck,
Okay.
peck, peck. And then it pecks at your feet, and then it starts pecking at your tail, and then it screams in your face, ah! And it attacks.
Whoopsicle.
I need a versus test against your fighter, please, or your hunter.
I have 4 fighter, so and nothing in hunter, so it's gonna be.
Can I
Can
I
you?
apply my birdwise since I'm hiding from a bird while I'm doing this?
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Does anybody want to run out and help? Oh,
Yes, I'm.
Yes.
okay.
I was hiding right nearby, and if the bird is actually attacking her, then I
Right,
have to help.
As you are climbing the tree, Erna, you hear the bird scream, and you start hearing the other mice start running out to help Phil as the bird begins to just go all out. Here's what's going to happen. Phil, you're getting 2 helping dice from Kestrel and from Lloyd. You're also getting 1 helping dice from Harry and Magdalia, who are parents who are now like, I'm gonna get some fuck this bird up. And you now have 4 helping dice. What is your fighter?
4.
Okay, do you want to use any traits to help you in this versus test?
Nope, other way. No.
Okay. And that means you just gotta roll for me. I got 4 successes. Arcane. Ooh!
Boom.
Arcane, what are you doing? You start seeing this battle down below as the mice have converged on this raven. Actually, I don't think anybody here is the lore mouse, but the raven seems to be throwing out phrases. It keeps like going, hello, hello. And as it like beats its wings against you, trying to knock you
Trying
down.
to communicate.
And it also says other things. At one point, it sort of says, "Look out! Over there! It's flying!
Oh.
Ah!" And it's like imitating these noises. It says, And
Can I use my lore mouse to translate?
It's actually speaking in mouse speech, so you don't need to.
Is it trying to direct us to where the other mouse is?
No, it doesn't seem to. Yeah, it's saying this as it tries to like gobble up and rip off like what some of these tails of the mice attacking it. It's
Right.
You don't know. You can sort of use lore mouse to sort of like understand why it's doing this, or you know what it's.
Yeah.
What it's, yeah. Go ahead and give me a lore mouse check.
I assume Birdwise applies.
Birdwise does apply.
Think. What about Inquisitive as terms of like field
That does help as well.
All right, I'll apply for that because it doesn't.
It's a versus test, sadly. There's nothing I can do.
I'm not that great at it. It's only 4. I don't think you rolled that correctly.
I did not.
I won't.
I mean, you can go ahead and try.
Yeah, I'll try. If I fail, I fail.
Yeah. All right. 2 successes. Unfortunately, you can't really discern like sort of the meaning of what it says. You know that ravens are capable of imitating sounds, and in fact, it lets out this long, hoarse screech. You can't really discern what it comes from, but it seems to be imitating a bigger predator. You can't really discern what it is, but it makes this really long, like, screech sound as it sort of, like, begins to flap its wings and attack these other mice.
Does it sound kind of like a hawk?
Sounds something like it's probably a bird of, a predator bird, but you don't know which one it might be.
There is a hawk in the region, so I was just...
That's true, that's true. What do you do now that the mice have sort of, like, corralled it and are trying to like beat it back as it's sort of its attention is now on the mice? What do you do with the cart that's now in the tree? You're in the tree.
Alright, I'm going to get onto the branch and I'm going to use the superior vantage point to look around and look in the cart, see if I can find this kid hiding somewhere.
Alright, so you sort of peer into the cart, starting to look through. The raven seems to have already like picked through it, trying to find something interesting. And it looks as though there's a blanket that was used to sort of help tie down the stuff. Sort of curled inside this blanket is a small form. And you sort of rip it aside, and you see in there a little brown fur mouse with this little cloak around its neck. It has discarded its sword, and you see as she looks up to you, her cheeks are wet with tears.
I'm going to hold out my hand and say, you
Come
did
with
well
me if you want to live.
You did well to hide in here. Come on, hold on to me. I know you can. Hold tightly.
She sort of lets out this long she can't really talk, but like she needs to like let out like all of like this like emotion. This is scary. So she like crawls up and like just like wraps her arms around you, around your neck as you sort of get out of the cart. What do you do now?
I'll keep the cloak around her midriff, and I'm going to use. I'm going to wrap up my. It's going to be really hard to climb down with a child on me, but could I use my? Could I use my hook and line and lower myself off?
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and say, because you already succeeded at a nature check to climb,
okay,
you can get down without any trouble. But you're not doing anything else. You're going down, right?
Nope, that's it.
Alright. So, you guys fight this bird, and it is a harrowing battle. But thankfully, all of you are able to sort of, like, turn its attention between all of you. And eventually, like, the crow is starting to lose interest, and it sort of begins to hop away, trying to retreat. And you notice that the two mice who joined you, Perry and Magdalia, sort of are like beating at its legs as it tries to get away. And you hear Magdalia just sort of say, "Just teach it to leave us alone!" And she just drives it into its toes as it sort of like lets out this like another screech. But then you see Perry reaches back and just hurls his wooden plank at it, and unfortunately the sharp end doesn't really go anywhere, but it just like clonks against its head and just sort of like reels back. clearly annoyed. But then you guys notice that Erna is making her way down with a large bundle. What do you guys do after that?
Look, he's got the kid. Let's back off, everybody. Back off. Let the bird get away.
If the bird is trying to leave and it's not trying to eat us, then we should let the bird go. Because the last thing I want is to have to actually throw down with this raven.
And as you guys start to disperse, the bird sort of like keeps bowing for some reason. It's sort of doing this to like each of you as it sort of backs away, sort of fluttering its feathers, very puffed up. But you do hear it utter one last phrase as it sort of goes, as it sort of like flaps up to the branch, back to its cart, and go ahead and make sure you mark down a successful fighter, Phil, on your character sheet. That's a pass. Arcane, make sure you got all of your passes as well, because this has been a very surprisingly productive. And guess what? That is the player's turn now. I'm done. You guys were able to get the child back from the raven. Unfortunately, you weren't able to get the cart back, but I mean,
The mouse would count.
yeah, you
I
saved a
think
life.
there was no way we're getting that card off there intact enough to get it out.
You saved a life.
If not,
When we get back to their cart, though, did someone find it?
No, you guys get back to the cart. The two parents are overwhelmed. They're very happy to have their child back, especially since it's their only one. The other two children are elated as well. The whole family is overwhelmed with emotion, and they're extremely grateful to you. And then,
Yay.
if you like, you can head out into the night and get to Tapper's Point.
Yes, we will.
Just a couple hours.
Yep.
Before we head out, Kess just wants to kind of look over Erna and Phil and just make sure that they're okay, and just sort of looks at them both and says, "You guys did really well."
aw, you do kid.
And then she just goes back to, kind of, glowering in the corner, just waiting for everyone to go.
Erna will mention the real bravery and glory here goes to solely to Phil. Wasn't really in any risk thanks to you guys.
Listen,
Hey, they did
I
amazing.
just tried to fight a bird. I'm pretty sure I was actually kind of dumb. So
It worked.
it was. I don't want all the glory, so I'm going to say it was a team effort, and we all did awesome, and we all deserve something shiny when we get to town.
So, speaking of town, a little while passes, and you see the tight-knit path that leads to Tapper's Point sort of broadens, and the trees are not as close to each other. And you see that you're coming to this large pine tree. The needles that had blanketed your path now part completely, and you see, from the looks of it, quite a lovely town. It is built
We
into
see a wall.
that's true, but still,
Yeah.
because of the expansion and the renovations, you can actually see some houses sort of being like sprouting out of the trunk, living spaces that are ready to go. And that wall, again, surrounding the trunk, very well fortified, very nice. And immediately as you get closer, did you install like a gate or like a? So
Only
yeah,
the one.
the one gate is open, and Tapper's Point has two guards standing at the ready, sort of garbed in this heavy armor and helmets as well. But they both have guard cloaks on, so you get the quick impression that these are guard mice. and they both wield halberds. And immediately, as you guys come out of the darkness and towards the light of civilization, with one cart and 8 mice in tow, you hear this voice pierce the darkness, and it says, "Halt! Who goes there? Welcome to Tapper's Point!"
Hello, Blaze.
Well,
It's just us.
oh hi! What took you guys so long? And
Raven.
it's this yellow cloaked mouse on the right who just sort of is like, now his posture is not so rigid. He's now like, "Oh, I'm so glad to see you guys. I was wondering when you come back." Oh my goodness, who's this? And you see that Papa Oatmote is very like, "My goodness, we're new here, hey." And Blaze, as he introduces himself, "Well, hi there, I'm Blaze. You're the 3 kids. Yeah, you're the Oatmotes. We got this awesome house for you. And he suddenly grows a little bit sullen and says, "Seabury will show you around for the tour." And Seabury is like, "Yep, we have a new entrance just over here. Just follow me, please." And you see that she takes them aside to this larger entrance that sort of is able to accommodate their supplies and whatnot. And Blaze is sort of standing there, and he looks to you guys, and he sees Phil and Kestrel, and he says, "Oh my goodness, you guys are new. Well, hi there. How you doing?"
I like stammer, and I'm trying to think of the nicest way to be like, "You are super energetic, and I just want a Raven, and I'm not really feeling up to being around such happy
So,
asses."
do you say this with an expression, or?
I don't say any of this. This is
Okay.
all in my head. So I just kind of have like this really weary smile, and I like stick my paw out to shake paws, and I say, "Hello, my name is Philomena," and I like, struggle to get the words "nice to meet you" out.
Blaze is a sweetie.
Well, gracious, it's so nice to meet you too. My name, I'm Blaze. You're Philomena, and oh gosh, you're from Lockhaven, aren't you? How's Lockhaven doing? I haven't been there in forever. Well, actually, I haven't been there since last spring. But you know, when all you do is stand in one place for every day, it gets old.
Phil just puts her arm around him and pats him on the shoulder, and she just stands there and just lets him talk, get it all out of his system.
I guess I should have built you a guardhouse.
Oh man, that'd be great. But what I really need is a stool. Can you make me a stool?
Well, that's a lot easier, so yeah, absolutely.
Wait,
One
Because my
stool,
legs are
coming up.
burning.
you just ask for stew?
A stool.
Stool.
I can't make
to
the
sit
L
on.
very well in this voice. I'm sorry.
I thought I was gonna say, I mean, we can make you some stew if you want.
Well, I'm not allowed to eat on duty.
But he's always on duty.
Wait a minute, if you're not
How
allowed
skinny is this mouse?
on duty, how are you alive?
And then he turns towards you, Kester, and says, "Well, gosh, it looks like all you are tuckered out from your mission. Well, how'd it go? Looks like you got all the mice here just fine. I was expecting them to like gosh, if you're moving here with a family that big, I figured you would bring like your whole house."
Well, we did have a second cart, but unfortunately it was stolen by a raven, so we got sidetracked.
Oh, those mean ravens, they're nothing like the crows. Crows are the nicest, sweetest boys you'll ever meet. And he sort of is like trying to like reassure you guys that there are crows and they are nice. Nothing like those ravens.
Ernest is completely quiet.
But this one wasn't right in the head. It kept saying stuff and didn't make any sense.
Oh, that's awful.
It sounded at one point that it was saying nevermore. and I got really confused.
That'd be pretty...
But I don't know, because it was all garbled and like Raven-y. And
Yeah,
nothing.
you get the sense that it was saying, it was doing a Ka and then Mora. So basically Ka Mora. And it sort of was
Like
very
that?
specific on how it like addressed you guys at that stage of the fight. But
Yeah,
this is
I
the
think
player's
it's about
turn.
to us.
I'm not gonna spend the entire player's turn doing Blaze, so you guys need to.
That's what the players
Are you
want.
sure?
No, do not roll for more Blaze voice. Do not.
I'm gonna seduce
I
him.
just promised him I'd make him a stool.
Dang it. Okay, that's gonna be a carpenter check.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, Lord.
Well, that's awful sweet of you. I really appreciate that.
No worries.
I think
You
it's
did
gonna be
good work.
obstacle 6. No.
To make a stool?
Listen,
Oh, you
he
really
said-
had me going.
okay, it needs to be a really comfortable stool.
I know.
Obstacle
So
420.
I'm gonna say now it
Not
says
so
in this
comfortable that he falls asleep,
book
though.
it's obstacle free.
Okay. Would anyone like to help me with this roll?
I
Blaze
don't
it!
think I'm applicable at all.
I have nothing.
Oh my god. Do you need a fail for carpenter?
I can forage for you.
See, that'll
Want me
work.
to go out there and like find you wood or something? Because that's all I can do.
Would Smith help?
Smith.
Sure. You can make me nails.
Yes. I would say yeah, totally.
Then I can help with Smith.
Whoop,
Okay.
whoop.
Can I use circles or resources to help them find the equipment?
Resources? I would allow you to help. Yeah, I think you can get some. See, now I'm cutting it to where like, well, what is acceptable or not?
Oh.
Here's what will happen. If you want to help with resources, you can, but if he fails, your resources will be reduced.
I see.
Oh, can I also help with resources?
Okay.
What's the obstacle in this roll?
It's obstacle 3.
And what's your dice pool? Assuming we all help with one.
Yeah, I think he has 4 in carpenter, so that's a total of
I
7.
do. So that should be enough.
Does your hammer or anything give you an equipment bonus?
I have an axe.
Oh, you should
Nope.
twirl the hammer thing.
Nope.
Oh no, like I have a tool belt, but that's my equipment.
I could intimidate the wood into behaving.
Normally
I'd
that does
allow
give
your
you
tool belt to
equipment.
be used as helping dice.
Another one then? 8?
Yep, just one.
Okay.
So I think you have 8.
Nice.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
There we go.
Cool.
Boom.
4 successes. So all of you pull your resources together. After this harrowing mission with this raven, you're like, can we just do some some sort of let's band together for this. You go into Tapper's Point. You find a little workshop that's available for you, and immediately when you get inside Tapper's Point, sort of you walk up these cobbled stairs that go into the tree, and as you enter, the interior is rather impressive. They've carved out a little courtyard with different tiers. There's like another level above the floor level, and then there's another one above that. And it looks as though like the housing on the sides of the trunk now are like ready to accommodate visitors and other mice as well. There's also on this ground floor lots of crafts mouse services available. So you guys find a little workshop area. You start working on this stool. What do you do with this stool?
I think we put a bow on it because, you know, the theme. And then we bring it to him.
Okay. And he had to wait there for a little while as you did this. It takes like an hour, I guess. And he turns, and you see his face, this red-furred mouse, just light up with joy as he just lets out, oh my goodness, you didn't have to do this. Oh, it's got a little bow on it. That's the most adorable thing I ever saw. And he picks up the bow and he's like, oh man, I can't let this go to waste. And he, what color is the bow?
Yeah.
Pink.
What color did you say his fur was?
His fur is he's a red fur.
All right. So what color would go well with that? What do you guys think?
Green.
What do you guys think?
Green.
Green?
Yeah.
Green is a complimentary.
Green it is.
Green bow.
He's a Christmas mouse.
Green bow. Let me find one. Do you want the bright green or the regular green?
I like bright colors.
The bright one? Let me show you.
That's just, you know.
The foresty green.
Foresty green.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, he puts it in his little fur. I'm gonna brush up against the mic. Let me mute myself.
Yep. Player's turn action sequence.
This is exciting, guys.
Yep.
Why not make it?
There we go.
Best player turn yet.
So, you have successfully made this stool, and Blaze is now with this little green bow in his red fur. He's just elated, and then he just takes a seat, and he goes, "Oh, that's the most wonderful sensation I ever did. Oh man, Lloyd, you're the best."
Come here, big guy. And I go to give him a hug.
He sort of like wraps his arms around you, the big halberd sort of like slapping against her back as he sort of pats her back, and it's his armor is not the most comfortable thing to hug, but man, you just
Hugs
feel
are always good.
You just feel the generosity in his voice and in his affectionate hug. And he said, "This is wonderful. I am so proud of all of you. Oh my."
Oh.
And he
Getting
says,
all teared up now because, you know,
"Yeah."
love this mouse.
And he says, "I'll make sure to do this when no one's looking. Because I'm not supposed to sit when I'm on duty."
That's probably just a guideline.
Yeah, you're
Your
right.
legs-
Anyways,
If your legs start to hurt, you won't be much use when they really need you.
Yeah.
and
You gotta rest
besides that, we're not even a mouse guard town anymore. We're like officials. So I'm just sort of like doing this like out of the goodness of my heart now.
Yeah, and be all friendly to everyone coming in.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I'm
the
not
best
sure
thing
if I
about
want
this
it.
town. All the friendliness.
And he sort of looks to Kestrel and Phil, and he says, "By the way, you guys should probably report in to like Guard Captain Arabelle. Probably let her know that you're here or something like that. Whenever you want, really, just so that she knows you got more monster here. Although I don't know how long we're gonna be here because now that the border got expanded, we're now like a town. So we got like." And you just see like he's a little confused and a little uncomfortable.
I'm sure it'll all work out.
I hope. Because I
At least we're
really
safe.
like it here.
Phil looks at him and she says, you know, Blaze, you're not that bad. You came on a little strong, but you're growing on me. And she pulls him in for a hug, and while she's hugging him, she slips a roll in between his armor and his self, and she whispers in his ear, and she goes, "Take this when no one's looking."
You just feel the heavy clanking of the helm as it goes. And that's Blaze, and that's the Carpenter check. You passed. For the player's turn, every player has one check to say, "I want this to happen." So for Erna, Phil, and Kestrel, what do you want your characters to do for the player's turn?
I was hoping to refresh my cartography supplies. Hopefully add a little onto it. So
Okay.
I've gone to some new places. I need to improve
So
them out.
did you want to like do a cartographer check or do a resources check?
Well, I'd probably need the resources to get the cartography supplies to make the cartography check properly.
Probably. I mean, Tapper's Point has a library. They have supplies available for you.
If I can just use supplies at Tapper's Point, then yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'll use.
So you want to make a cartographer check, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I will.
So go ahead and give me obstacle. Let's see. Because you're mapping Port Sumac and Tapper's Point, I'd say, do you want to like make it really detailed?
Like something that will be consistently useful, but like, yeah.
So yeah, I'd say obstacle obstacle 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what I can slap together on this one. So I'm starting off. I got cartography 3, and then I have 4 from my supplies. Do the library. I've heard great things about the library. I've yet to meet the resident owner. That'll be fun. Is there like other mapping resources here that will help?
Nope, the library is really the only place.
Okay.
But it's like open for everyone to use.
Right, I mean like other reference maps that'll make this.
Oh, that's right. There's more guards mice who have cartographer in town. I know that. So they might be on patrol though. So I'd say no.
Okay.
Like you're on your
Does
own.
anyone else have Lore Mouse or maybe Pathfinder will help?
To help yourself.
To help me, yeah, work on this details I miss.
Somebody else could do that, yeah, but you'd have to ask them for helping dice.
That's what I mean. I'm asking if they'd be comfortable helping.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
Kestrel's open to go over this path with you that you guys took today. Lloyd, do you have anything that can help with cartographer tech?
Lore Mouse, Pathfinder.
Oh, Pathfinder. Yep, I'll do that.
Ooh, and actually, Abigator, who runs that library, does say that there are maps of Port Sumac in the library, so that like they were able to like sort of like transfer them over. So you can actually use those as well. So I'll say you get a +1 from Tapper's Point right now.
That's why we.
That's very handy. Wonderful.
That is incredibly handy.
All right, just let me know when you're ready to roll.
I'm missing one helping dice. Is there? I'm not sure who it was. I'm afraid.
Phil probably.
Yeah, Phil, do you have anything?
What am I
Phil, he's trying to make a cartographer check. Do you have anything skill related that might be able to help?
Lore, Pathfinder.
Lore Mouse
maybe
cannot
Hunter?
help, sadly.
Lore Mouse? Okay.
He's making a map.
Or cartography if you got
I
it.
have Pathfinder.
I'm gonna say in this instance that's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So go ahead and
Otherwise,
roll
I'll
whenever
switch
you're
to
ready.
instructor.
Gotcha.
So you got enough successes. Yeah. That'll set you up for a new map that sort of details the roads that lead, sort of like the new, like stuff before the Scent borders, around Port Sumac and whatnot. Cartographer. Yeah, so you can mark another pass on that.
Excellent.
That leaves us with Phil and Kestrel. What do you guys want to do in the player's turn?
I'm conflicted.
Conflicted? Why?
Because we probably should go check in with What's-Her-Face.
Guard
But
Captain,
also-
what's her face?
But also, I'm really interested in exploring this place because it's huge and very interesting. So, I don't know what to do. I
So-
think
If you want, you could use circles just to sort of like explore and get to know a lot of the mice in Tapper's Point. You could also go ahead and just talk to Guard Captain Arabelle. That can be a part of that check, actually. So with player's turn, you sort of want to be able to like, okay, I have this skill. I'm going to roll this skill to make sure this happens.
what do I have? Well, if we're going off of skills,
Circles is one of the ways you can do that, though.
trying to figure. skills.
You do have Manipulator and Haggler.
Yes. I kind of think that I want to go into the market and replenish my pack with all of my stuff. And I also want to stop by the armory and see if I can either like get my sword sharpened or replace it or get a new one, because I also have a pretty buff or fighter point thing going for me.
Oh yeah. So here's what we'll do. We'll say this is a Haggler check.
Yes.
So get your Haggler check ready. I need to figure out what is the obstacle for that. It might be a versus test. Yeah, it's a versus test against the Haggler of some of the other folks here. So let me go ahead and just make that a 3. Do you want to use any traits to help you? Or do you think you're all set?
I'm looking.
And you can also get helping dice from anybody you think wants to help.
I'll help.
Ooh, how are you helping?
Orator.
Oh.
I'm gonna stand up and say, "Hey, everybody! There's a new mouse.
Anything else other than that?
Come meet her.
What about this new mouse?
She's really keen on making friends.
I'm-
So, if you want to make friends, you should come over here."
If this is happening, then I want to use my bold trait. So that way I can be like, hey, you know what? This Lloyd fellow, he's not talking out of his tail. I am great, and I'm going to tell you about this time I threw down with a raven and saved a small child, and I will regale you with tales of my epicosity, and we'll just make all sorts of friends. And when you find out how cool I am, you're also going to want to give me stuff for free.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
We're right up
Kestrel,
there.
do you want to back this up with a skill somehow?
I don't know if I have any skills that would particularly like. I have Persuader.
You have Persuader.
have
You also
2
have
points
Hunter. Because she's talking about the bird, you can sort of use Hunter to sort of like, yeah, ravens are bad news. I'll tell you why, and how awesome Phil is for crushing it.
I can add a Birdwise, maybe?
Birdwise? I would accept that as well.
Yes, Birdwise wins again.
But yeah, if you want to use Persuader to sort of, if you can really help however you want. It's really up to you as you. This is the player's turn.
Yeah, I just want to like completely back up her story and make it as believable as possible.
Nicely. So
Or
go
like
ahead.
not necessarily believable, because I mean she's telling the truth, but like I just want to make
you
it.
just want me
yeah.
to get free stuff.
Yeah, I totally want to back like every play that she makes for this right now.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do a versus test. You have 3 helping dice. What is your Haggler?
My Haggler is 3.
And you're
then I'm
adding bold, so that's 7 dice versus 4 of the bold. Oh! You readily get this this scene set, and the Mice at Tapper's Point are fairly impressed. All of them are. It seems to be a diverse lot, and there are also a lot of guards mice in this town as well. But you immediately get their favor, and although there isn't a mouse who is like in charge of the armory, like there's no like store set there. It's sort of just like a communal place. You can get your sword sharpened there. What else do you want out of that? What was your first thing that you were going to do? I forgot. Other than free stuff.
I also was thinking that I was going to talk to Guard Captain Arabelle. Is that her name?
You get the impression that Guard Captain Arabelle does not leave her office very often. Her office is on the 3rd floor. So you would have to go there yourself. This story is not going to get her down
Not gonna
from
do
her
that.
pedestal.
Okay.
She
So
glued her butt to her chair. She's too embarrassed to tell anyone. It's a fact.
Oh,
So all the mice are around, and they're really captivated in the story.
totally.
And I say, listen, I would love to continue to regale you with my many harrowing adventures, but unfortunately, while I'm here, I am also to meet with Guard Captain Arabelle, and I think the sooner I do this, the better. However, if there is like a communal meeting place or a tavern or something of the nature after I'm done meeting with the guard captain, I would love to just return and tell you all many stories of how great and wonderful I am.
Oh yeah.
and
So
why you should keep
you are told that Mikhail's place, which is sort of on the first floor, it's sort of like a chow hall, where everybody can sort of go there and get some food. They highly recommend Mikhail's chow hall. It's really delicious. And not only that, you learn that Tapper's Point is one of the only places in the territories where you can get Gabkroon, which is like this intense, very protein-rich Lockhaven bread that they make here. So yeah, it's like a really awesome place for you to go. So they say that's usually where you can sort of find a lot of guards mice and other townsfolks just hanging there as well.
Wonderful. So, I leave to the disappointment of many a mouse because they're
no.
really enjoying the story.
You
and
you gotta leave them wanting more for later.
Yep.
Exactly. So I'm like, no, listen, I promise you, I didn't tell you the best stories yet. I will go to the chow hall and we will spend the night eating this bread that sounds amazing and drinking whatever beverages are available, and I will tell you all of the stories. But right now, I really should meet with Guard Captain Arabelle. She is probably waiting. And so I'm going to back away slowly as the crowds still try to push in, and I'm just gonna find myself a little corner and turn, and then make my way to
Kestrel, do you go as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
That's actually what I wanted to do.
Oh, really? Do you
Yeah.
want to use your check for this, or do you want to wait before or after to use your check?
No, I want to use my check for this.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Wait, no, I don't know.
Yeah, because the player's check is sort of just I declare this is what my character is going to do, and this is what's going to happen in the story. You could also use this to sort of, you would generally use it to recover from conditions, but you guys have been rolling successes non-stop this session, so I haven't been able to give you those. You could use it because you want to level up a skill. So you need a pass or a fail in one particular skill, and you want this skill to be really good, so you can sort of use the player's turn for that as well.
Can I use it to meet a goal?
Yes, if you have not met your goal during the Game Master's turn, you can totally use it to make it happen during the player's turn.
Okay, yeah, because my goal is meet with the local governing mouse for briefing and assessment of the situation.
Nicely. So you head up to the 3rd floor, and Guard Captain Arabelle's office is on the left side of your immediate, after you climb up the stairs. And there's also an office to the right, but it is closed, seems to be done for the night. So you knock on this door, the two of you. Do Erna and Lloyd want to join?
Yeah, we should debrief.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys head inside, and it seems Guard Captain Arabelle is always ready for business. She stands sort of rather. It's very hard to sort of ascertain her mood currently, but you get the sense that this light brown furred mouse is a little older, and her white cloak is rather striking. but there's this immense sense of authority immediately radiating off of her. Now, Gwendolyn also has that same sort of like, she's in charge when you enter the room, but this one is more distant. It's less respecting. It's more on point to the matters at hand. So you come in, and she immediately gestures to the chairs in front of her desk, and she just moves behind it and sits down, folds her paws in front of her, and she just says, "So, how did it go?"
Total success. Mostly.
We unfortunately had a bit of a run-in with one of the local ravens, and it snatched a caravan and a child within it. But we were fortunate enough to retrieve the child safely.
So
Perhaps-
all the mice have arrived safely.
See,
Perhaps if there are Tinkerer mice in town, we could arrange some way to get some of those belongings back.
I didn't notice a nest, and it's mostly furniture, not very many shiny things, so it might well be salvageable.
I could perhaps...
Not the cart itself, unfortunately. It's rather high up.
Understandable. I can perhaps get something arranged, but at the very least, the mice are safe.
Yes. All accounted for.
Every single one.
That is good. It is unfortunate that the roads are not yet safe. I don't know how to protect us from the sky just yet, but I'll figure some way to...
Let me know if you need any help.
Kestrel's just going to take a moment and say, pardon me, Guard Captain, I do want to stress for you how incredibly brave these mice have been in securing the child that was taken by the bird. I think it's important for you to know that they really stepped up and did a wonderful job.
Do you want to maybe do a persuader?
Yes.
Okay. She is using her manipulator, which is used for ugly truths and intimidation and straight up lying.
I have a new friend.
Oh,
gracious. Luna Trixie, thank you for that follow, friend. Alrighty, so here's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a versus test. Does anybody want to help?
So she's using manipulator?
She is,
No.
but no, Kestrel's using persuader, Arabelle is using manipulator.
I'm going to use Orator, because I was retelling what happened there.
Very well.
Can I use manipulator to help?
Of course! What do you want to say? What do you want to say?
I just want to reiterate, Guard Captain Arabelle, that it was a group effort. We all did our part, and it was something that I don't think we could have done had we only had one of us. It is truly something that we all did together, and something that we could all take the credit for. No one mouse was more... no one mouse did more than the other. It was all... And I, for one, consider it a great honor to have been able to travel here with these mice.
Nicely.
Ooh.
Lloyd, what do you say?
I don't say anything. I use my fighter to support his orator role, to act out what he's saying happened.
Okay.
Pretending to throw hooks and...
Yeah.
Right.
And then she was like this. Wah!
And then the bird was like, ah!
Wah!
I was just gonna say I was gonna jump around Lloyd.
They're just like screaming inside the office and like yelling, and like the door's closed, but everybody in Tapper's Point can hear like these muffled noises.
Yeah.
So
all Irma said was, "What happened?" is my orator.
Mama, you're getting +3 helping dice to your persuader. Do you want to use a trait to help you as well?
Yes. Yes, I want to use tough.
Tough. Ooh, did you already use tough? No, you didn't. So you can use it right now. All right.
And can I also use a persona point?
Absolutely. Go
to
right
tap
ahead.
into my nature?
Yeah, that's very good. We got those from Abdigator too, so use that boon you have received. And then roll whenever you're ready.
Okay, how many dice again?
The roll. Though it would go down by 1.
So what's your persuader?
My persuader is actually only 2.
2. So you have 3 helping dice, that's 5. Then you have tough, that's 6. And then you have... What else? Is there another thing?
Nature.
Persona
Yeah.
point, that's right. So you have a total of 7 dice, I believe.
Okay.
Alright,
So what's
let
your
it rip.
nature?
You need to beat 3 successes. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, unfortunately you tied. So here's what we'll have to do.
You can spend a fate point to explode those.
Or
sixes.
you can spend a fate point, yeah. Do you want to
Yes.
use your only fate point to get those 3 6s re-rolled?
Yes.
Alright, so burn it up. Burn those dice. Re-roll 3 dice, if you will. And maybe I won't have to do the tiebreaker.
Ooh.
2 successes, so a total of 5. You're able to sway her to this approving attitude. What do you do? Do you want just her respect, or do you want something out of her?
Just the respect.
Okay. She nods as this play is put on, and she holds up a paw and goes, "That's enough. I'll admit this was more exciting than a simple report that I could have read peacefully. I appreciate it, and it's good to know that we have very capable guards mice coming in and joining. Unfortunately, the loss of that cart is a stain. We prefer to have the craps mice, who are no doubt coming in, to know that their property is going to be safe. But the fact that we put the life of a child is probably better for us. At the very least, people will know that they'll be protected.
It was a tactically sound decision, yes.
I'm proud of you. Good job.
Oh, thanks.
The barracks should have room and board for you. But I don't know how long that will last. Right now, the guards' comfort in Tapper's Point is going to wane with this election that is going to be happening. I'll have to talk with the matriarch, see what she wants out of it, if we want to negotiate our presence here in Tapper's Point. But until then, treat this like a Lockhaven, if you will. And be
Yes,
ready
ma'am.
for anything. This is still the wild country. That scent border is merely an invisible line. We don't know what could come of it.
I think they'll want us around in some presence for quite a while. As you said, this is the wild country. It's not like simply because of the Scentland border is there that we are going to be moving to a completely different region. I expect whoever is elected will reasonably want our support and our assistance here.
If
Understood.
this family is any indication that the only reason they're willing to move out here is because they know we're here.
And at the very least, now that they are citizens, they can vote. This means, hopefully, we can get a good deal out of this. Thank you. Go to sleep. Rest up. You did good today.
Can do.
Thank you, Guard Captain. And Kestrel bows.
She salutes you, still seated, which is possibly the most affectionate gesture you feel she can accomplish.
Erna will nod, thankfully.
And that is our session.
Woo!
So, at the end of every player's turn, we dish out rewards. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to reflect over the session as I ask these questions. You're going to be earning fate points and persona points. So, firstly, we're going to do the fate points. If you acted on your belief this session, if you feel like you worked towards making your belief shine, you get a fate point. What do you guys think? You did that?
I expect so. Made a plan to recover that kid. Executed that plan.
I finished my wall, which is what my thing is. Build walls.
True.
As someone whose big thing is the safety of the mice is top priority, I think I took care of that.
Definitely.
Lovely. Mama?
I did not.
Oh no! What was your belief?
A mouse alone is the safest mouse.
No.
I was alone.
That kid is perfectly safe up there because he's alone.
He'll
Makes
be
sense.
fine.
Emma can take care of herself.
I really like that belief, but I'll admit it's going to be hard to play on it. But I trust you. So I don't think you get a fate point for that, but we'll see later.
Okay.
If you played on your instinct, you get a fate point. Did you guys think your instinct came up at any point?
I mean, as someone who tried to pick a fight with a raven, I'm gonna say acting first and thinking also was a thing I did.
Yo.
I hid as much as I could,
I avoided
without becoming a traitor to the mouse guard.
Yep, you played that out instantly in the child interaction when you first met the Oatmotes. I'm very proud of that. Rawr! Oh man. Erna.
I had exhibit patience, back up, avoid risks where possible. I think with the kid I was exhibiting a fair amount of patience, and with getting that, avoiding that raven, getting the kid and backing out.
Oh heck yeah. But how about you, Mama? What'd you do?
My instinct is survive at all costs, and I didn't die, so good for me.
Oh yeah.
So did everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have changed, but thankfully you guys you crushed the rolls this session. I'm very proud.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
those are the fate points. We're gonna go to goals. We're doing persona points now. If you were able to accomplish your goal this session, you get a persona point. What was your goal?
My goal was to get the entire family back.
You did.
Mine was to track the raven and get everyone back to Tapper's Point.
You did.
My goal was to protect the children.
You did.
Mine was to meet with the local governing mouse for briefing and assess the situation.
You did. Save the child! Save the child! Report in.
Meet with your local
Paperwork.
Business
Paperwork.
mouse.
Oh man. So everybody gets a persona point. Kestrel, read your belief again.
A mouse alone is the safest mouse. Both, and I meant that to be both physically and emotionally.
Yes. So I figure. Oh. If you put it that way, it sounds like you did play your belief, but at the same time you played against your belief. Because you really ganged up with everybody against this raven.
So, it was to ensure my safety, to be fair.
So what happens when you play against your belief? You get a persona point, because the world is testing you. It's trying to ask you, do you really believe that? Is that really how you think this world works? So, that... Exploding Dice just followed me. Oh god. Astrid. Exploding Dice just subscribed! What?
Hey,
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Thank you!
Aspen hype.
Thank you, buddy. Gosh darn! It's still September, so oh man! I'm so happy. So, a Dice Roll Mama, I think you get a persona point.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Here's the next part, though. This is very important. We have to give two awards, but we have to decide who gets them. Only one mouse can. Most Valuable Player and the Workhorse Award. So let's figure this out. Who is the most valuable mouse?
Phil.
Oh.
Running in front of that bird was key. Crucial.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I think so.
Like, I didn't even hesitate. I was like, Bill. She's got it.
She did get it. She crushed it.
Get it, girl.
But so we're good with that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
you get a persona point.
Woohoo!
Who-
I don't know if I'm okay with all of this attention.
Not your choice.
I'll take it.
Yo.
I won't argue.
Suck it up, Buttercup. We love ya.
I should put names on those. And now, where is? Yeah, that's right. You do. Askren, what bow do you want? What bow do you want? What color?
What if he wanted to write his name on the flower?
Green. He wants green.
That's
More green.
too special.
Too special. Which?
No one's that special.
There we go. I'll stream on the side. Gosh, I have so many bows. Thank you, Askren. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to wear this for like a long time. So because you subscribed, I'm gonna say I'll wear this bow all the time. So there we go.
Even
Thanks,
in the shower.
buddy. Workhorse award. I'm distracted. I'm so sorry. Who gets the workhorse award? Who really carried the team through the hardships you faced this session? This can sort of translate into
Probably
who
gonna be
rolled the
Erna.
most.
Erna took charge, so
I'm well suited to like the survivalist and Pathfinder stuff, so that's the early stuff was all I could really.
It's true.
I am all about Erna the workhorse.
Hey, thank you!
I agree. Because
you just
ain't no way I was climbing up that tree.
wow.
I have 6 nature, so climbing trees is my.
Actually, yeah. That's also a good point.
I'm very dangerously close to just being a hermit, to be perfectly frank. If you hit 7 nature, you become a hermit. Erna spent a lot of time by herself in the wilderness.
But I don't want you to be a hermit.
Oh no, she'll be fine.
Maybe you can change it a little and become a Kermit.
Because
Have my
Workhorse reward is revoked.
Hey, thank you!
What? Stop it! All of my love, Taz!
why? Yay!
Sub hype!
What is all these subs, guys? Mama, what bow do you want? What color?
Do you have purple?
I have like a light purple, and then I
I'll
have a
take that.
real purple.
Oh, a real purple.
Okay. So here's what I'll do. For October, I'm gonna wear these bows forever through the month of October because you subscribed. I really like Askren bow, Dice Roll and Mama bow. That's how I think I want to do it. So that's really cool. Oh my gosh, and all of my love, Tess. What bow do you want? I need to know. What color bow do you want?
I got a new friend.
Friend. They subscribed before they followed me. Gosh darn it. You're so sweet.
That's
Thank you.
true love.
That's,
is-
that's how the real
All right.
like
So
OG people do it.
all right. Oh, that's right. Okay. So the light bow is going to be Tessa's bow. Let's go ahead.
Yay, Tess!
Get it right there. Thank you so much. I think we need to commemorate this. So Erna gets the workhorse, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's a Persona point for you. I would like to grant the Embodiment Award. This goes to every single one of you. You all get Persona points because of the absolutely fantastic role-playing that we did. And I'm really happy that we had 2 new players today. One of you, this is one of your first times, so we'll take this opportunity to sort of jump into just talking about it. Let's make sure you guys get that Persona point, and then let's go ahead and talk about the session. What do you guys think of Mouse Guard, this game? What do you think of your characters, and what do you think of things in general? Did you have fun?
Where did they go?
Where did what go?
My Persona points. This little thing.
Oh.
Is very big.
Persona points are all the way at the top to the right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I found it.
Yo. But gosh darn, you guys are great. Oh my god.
This is
It's been really nice.
this is super fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I was so scared.
Right? See, it's just the first step of getting into the game. The
But it
rest
was
is easy.
super fun.
And I'm really glad that you sort of took that lead, because you definitely got into character after a few dice rolls. You were just like, I'm gonna fight that raven!
Gonna fight the raven!
Give me the child!
Gonna poke its eye out!
Dice Roll and Mama, how was your time here?
I have had a blast. I love Phil's like all in attitude, and I love that Erna is just kind of solid and dependable and a little bit sneaky, and I love that Lloyd is just the friendliest and like the most easygoing mouse ever. And I love how all of these personalities mixing together with Kess, who is not quite sure how to be like a decent mouse, is gonna work out, and I can't wait to explore the relationships that we all build up, and I'm just having so much fun.
Man.
The next game I play with you, my goal is going to be to make you love me.
I mean, how can you not?
Yeah. I fought it at first, but here we are.
Now that we have sort of touched on our players, how do you guys think we did in the chat? Did you like Mouse Guard? Do you actually want to play Mouse Guard? You do? Well, that's excellent! I would love to teach you this splendid, awesome, super fun game. This is a community game. That means every Tuesday and Thursday, we will run a game with whatever player wants to join. You can join our Discord, and we'll help you set up a character. We'll help you figure out what this setting is about. We'll help you figure out what role-playing is about if you haven't yet. I encourage anyone who really wants to learn and who really wants to have fun, you can join whenever you want. This is a sort of like a in and out campaign. It's made so that anybody can jump in, anybody can return to it. We would really be happy to have you. And again, man, I have so many bows on tonight. Thank you everybody who donated today. Thank you for all the subs. I really appreciate it. And I think we should pass the love on. I have a wonderful,
I have a new friend.
beautiful, gracious Tyler C. Thank you for following. I have a wonderful raid that we should go on. We should go raid Speedy. Because he is
Let's
doing...
go raid Speedy.
Yeah, he is doing Blades in the Dark. Absolutely fantastic campaign. So if you can help
Dangerous
us...
Blades in the Dark.
It's weird that we're gonna go raid Speedy because that's my nickname for Tess, and so I got confused for a second. I was like, wait, what? And I remembered.
But
Then I remembered.
oh man, let me get this set up for you guys. Yep, okay, so I think that's there. So here's what I want you guys to do. I would be very pleased if you could help us give Speedy and all of his friends on 6 and 20 the kindest raid you can ever imagine. So go ahead, jump in there, get that raid, show them the love, and I guess that's it. I got nothing else left for you guys. I hope you have a splendid evening. I hope you have a splendid tomorrow. We'll be coming back tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time with Out of the Abyss, and then Sunday, as per usual, we have the Festival of Colors. I'm thinking we'll be able to get that all set up, but then, you know, Dark Spring, which is another Mouse Guard game run on Askren's channel. Join the Discord, join the Twitter. We really appreciate it, and again, I hope you guys have a splendid day, okay? We'll see you later, and best of luck! Bye, guys! Oh wait, I got a new thing. Here we go. Woo!
Okay.